Okay, we'll move on. Lorna, thank you for your question, which I notice you've put onto chat. So it's around holiday pay. So holiday pay, can we ask our employees to take holiday leave at the end of furlough or restrict the amount of holidays taken this year, i.e. all employees are due full entitlement to be taken in 6 months, which causes more disruption for the remainder of the year? Nick?
Okay, so when it comes to holiday pay, even in normal times, an employer can mandate the use of holiday by giving twice the amount of notice as the length of time that they would like to mandate as holiday. So for example, if an employer wanted to say that it is the case that all employees should take a week off at a certain time, then they must give 2 weeks notice to their employees that this holiday is mandated. So that concept, that idea persists in this time. So as long as you have given enough notice to employees, it's a bit like a Christmas shutdown, for example. As long as you give enough notice to employees that you do intend to mandate a period of holiday, then as long as this is done, and I would recommend to do it in writing as well, then that would be possible. So you theoretically could ask your employees, all of your employees, at the end of their furlough period to take a period of holiday. So I see the next part of the question then, restrict the amount of holidays taken this year. So there's still some debate on that. Oh, sorry. Cat needs to be ejected from the room. So there's still some debate on that. And there was actually some opinions given yesterday through the HR professional body. At the moment, I would say there are two schools of thought on the matter, each diametrically opposed to the other. I will have a look at what the latest guidance from the UK government is, because I know that they are updating their guidance at the moment too. But as it stands, employees who, due to coronavirus, have been unable to take their holiday entitlement are entitled to use that entitlement over the next 2 years. Now, the difficulty arises in what the meaning of unable to use in fact is. And there are some opinions which say that this should be really only applying to people who, because they are needed to work throughout this period, they are people who are unable, for example, nurses, doctors, care workers, etc. And that this perhaps shouldn't apply as readily to people who have in fact been on furlough for a long time. So I will have another look and see if there is any further consensus or any coming down on one side or the other. And I think that'll be something that we could maybe give some further guidance about in the future.
Okay, thanks, Nick. Lorna, does that answer the question?
Hi, yeah, thanks for taking the question. Kind of, yes. If there is more guidance to be produced, then obviously I'll watch closely. I know we might be coming to the end of the furlough period, possibly in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Clients are now starting to put procedures in place on sites that will allow us to go back. We just don't want to be bombarded with holiday requests once more restrictions are lifted and people can travel. Obviously, they're not going to travel very far, but they start putting in holiday requests, and then it causes us a bit of disruption. I think we're going to implement a procedure that they have to give us a certain amount of notice to, and it's at our discretion. There's a lot of debate going on just in-house as well, just to see how we can look to the next 6 months anyway, and not have everybody going off on holiday when they're allowed to take it. So no, I'll watch out for further guidance, but yeah, thanks for taking the question.
Okay, and Lorna, always best to remember that employees, generally speaking, should be giving you twice as much notice as the amount of time that they want to take off as well. If you choose to grant holiday requests that are made even within that, that's at your discretion, but it's reasonable to for you to expect that someone will give you twice as much notice as the length of period of a holiday they want to take. And also it is already at the company's discretion of whether they would grant holiday at a certain time. If it conflicts with business needs, then it's already within an employer's power to not grant that, and to have a conversation about, this is why I'm not granting it, and let's look at a different, time when you could take this holiday.
No, that's a fair point, and I know there was an element that they can carry forward over the next couple of years, but I don't know if we can force that and say that you can only take a certain amount this year, and you will need to carry forward a week into next year and a week into the following year. So I know it's a big discussion we're going to have with the employees to begin with, and formalise it in writing just to get everyone's agreement. But it's going to be one of those subjects that's going to come up earlier than we expect. So thanks.
And that's where the difficulty arises with the different opinions as to whether someone's entitlement to holiday should be effectively curtailed due to a business decision which the company has made. So this is where the two schools of thought are, and still to be resolved in a decisive way. But when things start leaning to one side or the other, we'll definitely let folk know what the opinions are.
Okay. Thanks, Nick. Okay,